September 23rd, 2023. We are in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo. It's Tejano Day. We are here to share our culture and how it ties into the Alamo in addition to the different missions, being that our ancestors built the missions. They were basically taught religion in the missions. They were basically brought in to be settlers of Texas. They were used as a buffer between Mexico and the United States. The metate is a very versatile tool. It is made out of lava rock. In this instance, there are metates made of different stones. You can actually use it to sharpen your knife. If you have ever taken a piece of rock and just slithered your knife around it, that sharpens it. This can be used to mesh your herbs. Basically anything that you can do in a molcajete, which is a sister to the metate. The food, I have a wonderful memory of my grandmother's cooking, and for many years I was not able to get the flavor that my grandmother had in her food. I come to find out it's because of the tools. We continue to use the molcajete to grind our spices because the knife does not touch the actual herbs. It is a wonderful way to get the taste that my grandmother used to cook with here in South Texas, specifically Uvalde. So I encourage everyone out there to give yourself some time and effort and bring out abuelitos, molcajete, metate, and let's connect to our roots. Be a proud Tejana, a proud Tejano. Aho. So I encourage people to look into your grandma, grandpa's attics and go looking for historical relics and take care of those items. The metate is central to the survival of humanity, and it is the heart of our culture. That is where the kitchen, the world meets in the kitchen. It is a place where we share our conversation, our time. It is sacred to and central to our culture.
There were a lot of ancestors that fought here at the Alamo, but they were never recognized. This Battle of the Alamo is actually like World War II of Europe. World War I was the Battle of Medina, where over 1,400 Tejanos and Native Americans fought and died in that battle in August 18th, 1813. 24 years later, here comes the Alamo, the same thing, fighting against the Spanish. But now we had more Americans in this, so that's why it's more famous. There was an Anglo gentleman that came up to me some years ago, 2020, and said, "I'm glad you're doing a native prayer here because I've got ancestors." And he's 6'4", tall Anglo wearing buckskin. And I said, "Okay, what is it?" And he says, "My uncle, great uncle, was Blackfoot Apache, Blackfoot Native American." And he said, "I'm glad you're doing it because it's not recorded anywhere." And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm trying to honor all the ancestors. No matter what their race is, we're all children of this earth.
Me siento y me pongo a pensar las muchas horas que por ti yo pasadito y no me han servido de nada.
Bienvenidos. Welcome to the Alamo. My name is Maria Alejandra Seferina Lasoya de Arciniega. Today is the Tejano Day at the Alamo. I am here today to tell you some history about the Alamo. The Tejanos had a great impact on the history of Texas, American history, and even world history. There was a company that came, starting with the American history of the Louisiana Purchase. The Louisiana Purchase was the time in 1803 when Napoleon Bonaparte sold it to Estados Unidos. See, in Estados Unidos, United States wanted to put the border all the way down to the Rio Grande, taking up Texas. The King of Spain, King Carlos III, he said no. So he got his soldiers of the Second Flying Company of San Carlos de Paras. Yes, he sent them to the mission of San Antonio de Valero, which is in San Antonio. At that time, the town was called La Villa de San Fernando. It was not San Antonio yet, and it was not the Alamo yet. So these soldiers that were mounted lancers of 100 soldiers and their families came here, and their company name was Alamo de Parras. You see, they became the civic workers, the settlers, the ranchers, the farmers, the merchants. So they had built this town, La Villa de San Fernando, and later it is called San Antonio, what it is today. But they lived inside the Alamo, porque when they got here, there were hostile Indians, and they had ruined the barracks for the troops. So they were forced to live into the mission of San Antonio de Valero. They took care of Texas. They took care, protected the people from the Indians and from the Anglo invasion, from the Estados Unidos. They were the defenders of the Alamo and all of Texas. They had always defended them from all the way from 1803 to 1835, when it was the Great Battle of the Alamo in 1835. In the meantime, throughout them years, they had colonized and opened the doors to colonizations for the Americanos. The Americanos were invited to live here, and it was the Tejanos from the Alamo, from San Antonio, that gave them land and gave them a new life. These defenders of the Alamos have not been written in the textbooks yet. So we are here today to tell you that information, that the Alamo Defenders were also Tejanos. My husband, Jose Miguel Arciniega, was an Alamo de Parras, was a mounted lancer with his father, mi suegro, Don Gregorio Arciniego, and mi tío, Felipe Florentin Arciniega. All these years that history has been taught, the Tejanos have not been in the books. So it is time. It is time for us to say what happened back then. And it is very important. We are proud of our heritage. And we thank you so much for coming here from all over the world to celebrate the National Hispanic Heritage Month here in San Antonio, Texas, at the Alamo. Thank you. I want to say thank you. My name is Adina De Leon, and I am the president and co-founder of the Jose Miguel Arciniega Descendants Society. We descendants are from throughout the nation, different states, and we organized this organization to do research of Tejano history so that one day it will be read about in the textbooks. Thank you.